Hello, and welcome to the Next ReeVlog. That light's a bit bright, that is. Hang on, let me just be a strange person, put on some sunnies, even though I'm just in my room, in the dark mostly. But I want to reduce the direct glare from my red light. So, vlogging, yes. I can't remember what or when the last one was, but I think it's been a bit of a break, like a week, maybe two, potentially, but that's okay, that's alright. I have more to update you on because of that. So, as I said before, this is largely a health, fitness, well-being, recovery, research, results type channel in terms of these vlogs at the minute, for the very least. So training diaries, etc. As I can't remember specifically when I last vlogged, I'm just going to go off of this week. It's currently Saturday, and this week has been a somewhat low energy, higher fatigue. That's likely due to a worse diet recently. I've not succeeded at fully settling back into the routine of getting stuff out of the freezer, putting it to defrost, having it the next day, getting it out of the freezer, and so on, which does remind me, hopefully I'll remember at the end of the vlog, to get out stuff for tomorrow. Oh. But, my forehead's very shiny, regardless. Exercise-wise, due to the higher level of fatigue, lower level of energy, it's been downscaled slightly to less intense exercises, meaning I've still been doing the same sort of volume, but at a lower intensity. More walking, no running, more like isometric holds that are at a lower intensity for a longer duration, less for strength specifically. Those longer duration, lower intensity isometric holds should help my tendon recovery stuff. My brother has said, I think he said 30-40 seconds at about 40% intensity, easing into it and easing out of it, and then a break, and do that like 5 times or something like that. Should help with collagen synthesis, or the use of collagen in the tendons used for that particular isometric. So that's good. Been doing that with my arm more so than my leg. I need to be doing more with my leg as well, but it's just getting into those right positions, and then working out whether I need to be doing it extending or retracting, flexing, bending, you know what I mean, straightening or bending the leg. Probably both is the correct answer at different points, obviously, or just do it flexing. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. I have some new books. They are currently in a pile. These ones are specifically on neurology. They're sort of textbooks that I used by undergraduates studying various types of neuroscience. So hopefully that will be helpful in my research. What else? I've started on the 12th section out of 13 for Kung Fu for my next grade. So there are 13 headings. I've done at least some of 11 of them, now 12, not all, so there are parts of them that I haven't covered on some of them, and almost all of them are like at a point where I need to just add polish at the very least. So, for example, applications of all of my hand strikes. I can do it, but it just needs some polish, whereas I've got the forms, there's 2 forms, I know them, they need polish. So that wasn't a whereas, that was as well as. A whereas would be arm, wrist, and finger locks and breaks. I've learned 5 total, most of which are arm breaks, one of which is a wrist break. I've done no finger breaks or anything like that yet. They're not likely to be very complicated. You just sort of snap, but there might be a position to get into for the snapping, etc. But I started learning Drunken Man. Turns out I'm not very good at it because it's not actual drunken man. It's what, like, this stereotypical, hyperbolic, exaggerated, melodramatic interpretation of drunken man would be, and it's very different to a lot of drunken man that you might see on TV and films, in the sense that you need to not have any visible combat intent. So, whereas drunken man usually would be like pretending to be drunk and throwing like these surprise moves that catch people off guard, but are very clearly still like strikes and stuff, even if they might look slightly different. This one's less that. It's more plausible deniability plus surprise, and I need to get used to moving in that weird way that hyperbolic drunkenness is characterized with. And so it's taken some practice, and I really bruised my knee whilst I was training it, because there are several sort of entrance techniques for Drunken Man, because Drunken Man is more its own style, but we have it as there's a stance, and then there's also just like can't think of a good word for it. The methodology of Drunken Man, I suppose. So I've got 4 entrance techniques that I'm currently working on. 1 out a gate, 1 in a gate, 1 drop down, 1 drop back. Yeah. And all of them, I'm just working on that entrance part for now, but they are takedowns and get up again elements to all of them. So with that in mind, I need to brush off my acting chops. But yeah, it was incredibly frustrating and not particularly enjoyable to learn. But still, I'm glad we did it now rather than later on, because it's going to take me some time to adapt, and having the time that I do now, because I still want to grade in May, I think. I need the time in between now and then to get there. And my instructor has been kind enough to say that next week, which I think is my last week this year, that I'll be at Kung Fu on a Wednesday, unless I do get the holiday that I booked a bit late to cover a class. But this is the last lesson I'll be taught on a Wednesday, and then I've got 1 session booked with my instructor. What's the date today? 15th. So it'd be the not next Saturday, but the Saturday following. As the last session, I'll be taught full stop this year, I imagine, unless he wants to book one in December, but I can't see that happening. He's going to be busy doing family stuff for Christmas. But yeah, it's a thing, and I really have to crack on, you know. Outside of that, so Kung Fu, there is progress. It's a lot slower than I'd like. Recently, diet's been off, but I can fix that relatively easily. I just need to actually, do it. Supplement-wise, I'm pretty happy with my current stack. I'm not nearly out of anything. That does remind me I haven't taken my omega-3 today. I knew I was missing something. It's because I used up the last bottle, so I've got to open another one. I'm actually going to grab that now so that I don't forget. This one? Yep. And I'll put that there. Then it'll be in my way. So I'm forget it, because they are very important. Yes. So, strength. I did some jump squats. I did 10 jump squats, and it didn't completely gas me out. Like, it didn't trigger that fatigue. They weren't high intensity jump squats, they were very much a gentle, soft landing, like soft up, soft landing, low height, low intensity jump squat. But that's more than I've been able to do for a while without like feeling terrible. So I'm very happy with that. The toes, they're still coming along, but slower than I would like. I'm nearly through that initial roll of tape. I got some, I can't remember specifically what it is, but my brother recommended a specific type of tape that won't like stretch but is still breathable. So you're less likely to cut off your circulation, but can still get that tension. That's good. I've not used it yet. Hopefully it works well. But yeah, I need to do more dedicated work on those specific areas whilst the tape's on. Which, if I've got time, I might do some before work today, because I do have work today, unfortunately. But that's okay, you know. What else? I know there was more. I bought myself another oxygen training mask thingy. The resistance trainers for your breathing muscles, because I've looked for mine in many places and I can't find it, so I've got another one on the way. It's being delivered at some point this month, I think, if not early next month. I'm not sure why it's going to take so long, but it is what it is. Yes, okay, I think that covers most of my like actual training stuff. So I'm going to move on to not training stuff and just a topic, an actual like pop culture thing in a sense. Wow, I know. Hazbin Hotel. I'm going to accept the brightness for this section. If I stay down here, it's not as bad, so I'm going to do that. Ignore my hair. I've seen all of season 2 up to episode 6, as that is all that's out at the time of recording this, I believe. I'm enjoying it, I'll be honest. I don't remember a lot of the first 4 episodes because I was really tired when I watched it, and I might have fallen asleep a couple times just because I was so tired. I was likely watching it as I need to not go to sleep as early so that I can wake up later in the day, because I need to be in my sleep pattern ready for work type deal. But I watched those a week, or yeah, I watched them last week. This week, obviously 5, 6 are a thing. I might have watched the other ones 2 weeks ago, and 5 and 6 came out week after week. I'm not really sure, time's not a thing. But yeah, there's a lot of people upset about the whole Lucifer nerf. I wouldn't really call it a nerf, personally. It's a fitting punishment, and I think there's, like, the whole thing with deals, I think the punishment is kind of a deal as well, and there's probably loopholes. For example, if one of the sinners attacked Lucifer, he could probably defend himself, right? Not that sinners are likely to be able to do much, but still. Because you'll know that Vox didn't, spoilers, Vox didn't attack Lucifer. You'd think, surely, a good way to start the war would be to kill an archangel, right? You know, that's kind of how he got his current position anyway. So they killed Adam in season 1, which is how he sparked this whole rebellion thing. And yes, Heaven is largely at fault, and no gift baskets are not a suitable apology, but also they don't know any better. Like the world they live in, it's very sheltered. So there's very much a problem in communication, and God blame big old G, even though the speaker of big old G is, pretty chill, to be fair. So, yes, but I think that our boy, King of Hell, he's going to be okay. That's my current prediction. Obviously, end of episode 6, the plan is to use him as a battery, probably to power a big old gun, as per, preview teaser stuff, shooting big old gun at heaven / at hell. The shield around heaven gets busted. So it's entirely probable that they might harness some of his magic. I don't think they're gonna kill him. I just don't think that would work. Looking at the other characters and whatnot in and around the Helliverse, I've not watched the other one, Hell of a Boss, but I'm aware of the Asguacia in it, and the Sins, and I think that should they get involved in what's currently going on in the Pride Circle, the Overlords get dunked on, and if Lucifer did get murked, that's what would happen. I can't see a world where that wasn't the case without some very convoluted shenanigans occurring. So, yeah. But, gotta say, great 55 seconds, nearly, of music. Like, beautiful stuff. Okay, and then the other boy, Alistair. I'm loving his plan. Obviously, it could go in many ways, but theoretically, his deal means he has to help Charlie. He can't get his full power back without Rosie's help, or if he gets out of his deal. He has to deal with Charlie, where Charlie owes him a favour. He has to deal with Vox to be a captive. Charlie won't harm anyone as part of that deal, the favour, at the time of his choosing. That doesn't mean she won't cause harm by omission, or potentially free him somehow. Rosie has her deal where she asked for something from Alistair. I can't remember what it was, or if we actually found out what it was. Like to fulfill something, and he's trying to get out of that in exchange. Powerful Overlord, most powerful Overlord, which currently I think he would still be as an individual. I still think that he could 1v1 Vox, even injured as he is, theoretically. But Vox has Valentino and Velvet. For now, he's breaking them up. And then, as part of that, though, he is increasing Vox's power. Vox is going to become more powerful. Predictions. If Vox becomes more powerful than Alistair without Velvet and Valentino, then Rosie's side of the deal means she would either have to make Alistair more powerful or have broken the deal, theoretically. Again, I don't remember the specifics, but that's kind of where my brain's shooting off to. I don't think she could necessarily just boost him, unless, like I've seen some people online say, she might be Eve. Maybe. At which point, given Adam was an archangel, maybe she could. And you'll note that she hasn't actually directly done anything in the series. Like, she sent cannibals from Cannibal Town where she lives and kind of rules, to the hotel to fight. But she didn't partake in that fight at all. So, you know, I'm also curious about Zestial. And I'm hoping to get some answers, but I don't think we will. There's 2 episodes left, season 2. Next episode will almost definitely be kickstarting the war. Pew pew gun. The hotel people are like, whoa, Angel's been kidnapped. So Husk and Cherry, at the very least, probably also Nifty, maybe Baxter, come along. Baxter would be very useful in that regard. Come along to save Angel. Because they're going to be like, oh, well, Angel wouldn't do this voluntarily. And then Charlie and Vaggie, name potentially to be changed, would go to potentially save Lucifer, because Charlie would know when he doesn't answer the phone to her, something's wrong, because he always would, you know. And find out, probably because Vox is going to broadcast it. So it's going to be like a 2-pronged attack. Meanwhile, up in heaven, I think that Abel is probably going to work with Pentious, because Abel's in charge of the army. Pentious is mad inventor weapons guy, whilst Loot continues to go insane, and Emily and Sarah bicker. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But that's sort of where I think the next episode will go. And then the grand finale will probably be a Lilith reveal. Like, she does something. I feel like Vox won't necessarily die. The V's might split up. The faction will break. Lilith's going to show up and be like, yo, I didn't actually want you to kill people. What the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up. Back the fuck down. I am the queen. And I don't probably have the same restrictions as my husband, who I've been ignoring for the last 7 years. Either that, or rather than her actually showing up, she might actually answer the phone or call someone else, potentially. Alistair will probably get out of his deal, but in doing so will become vastly less powerful to start with. Husk might die. That might happen in the penultimate episode. Angel might get redeemed. Yeah, I feel like it would be a good mirror to have someone fall from heaven to hell. I just don't know who. Would be quite funny if it was Luke. But that would also make a lot of sense if it was Luke. But yeah, considering Pentious got redeemed at the end of season 1, having someone fall in season 2 would be pretty cool. Could be Sarah, which would be interesting. Can't see it working very well. Who knows? Regardless, I'm going to go and get ready for work and take my vitamins or minerals, my omega-3, and also I'm going to get my food out of the freezer. So I'll catch you cats on the flip-flop.